Hello guys, I am Jelly and this is a new channel I'm doing. So I'm gonna be posting Animal Company, other game, and other game. You don't want to miss other game. So yeah, but today I want to start off with my first video and I guess a couple other videos being tutorial videos. Tutorial videos to teach others who are new to the game or have a little knowledge but don't really know how to get there or what to do there. So I'm here to help. Currently, I'm playing the. Let's check. I'm currently playing version 1.55.0.2155. So this video could get outdated. But most of the time areas don't really get changed ever since they get added to the game. The only thing that changes for every single area is the layout, but it doesn't really matter since everything still stands even with a different layout. So I'm going to start off for this episode. I'm going to start off with the caves, or how we called them, or how we called it before they were permanently added to the game, OG caves. So let's get ready. So for newer players, you're probably only gonna have the bag, flashlight, and the crowbar. Not bad, not a bad loadout, but it won't get you that far. But if you do go far, it's kind of very risky. Not to mention that it's not guaranteed. Yeah. Basically, it's not a good idea because your limited backpack storage really affects the later part of this area. So, let's start off talking about the main threat, the landmines. One touch, and you're dead. Let's test it out. As you can see, my dead body is right over there. Now, if you ever die in the caves, it's kind of easy to get back. Unless if you're in the farther areas of the map. If you're not, then it's gonna be really easy to go back to the caves. Yeah, it's gonna look a little scary since you don't. Okay, that was a pretty bad move. It's gonna be pretty scary since you don't have a flashlight, but there isn't even a monster in the first area of the map, so nothing can really kill you over here. The game just makes it seem very scary. Kind of like Animal Company is a horror game or something. But yes, there is absolutely no monsters in this first section. Now, we have a dilemma. You can pick between the trusty old crowbar or the pipe. From what I've experienced, I don't really think there is a difference between the two. And if there is, then let me know in the comments. So let's first get through this area. So as you can see, there's a lot of loot. Most of it seems like trash, but sometimes you'll find hidden gold. You can also find golden monkey idols and rubies. Now, what you want to collect in this area are, well, the golden bars, the monkey idols, the ruby, and the best one of all, the Stanley Cup. No, I'm just kidding. The Stanley Cup is not good, but it does have a higher sell value compared to the other ones. I'll let you know the sell value of each item in the area that you're on, so you can know which items, in your opinion, are worth it and which items are absolute trash. So I can't seem to find a nut, but I can find a bunch of stones. Now if you have collected every precious item, you might get into a dilemma. What do I pick? The banana or the slightly smaller banana? But don't worry, as items do respawn, so you can always stay here and just wait. And occasionally, waiting will be golden. But it's time to tell you the bad news for picking up too much items. Is not being able to collect anymore. You see, your backpack isn't as big as you think. For me it is, but that's only because I have special upgrades that makes all my backpacks get a lot more space. As you can see, even I get a limit on how many items I can have. When you do end up having too much items, you can always come back to spawn and sell your items on the mythical selling machine. Now, if you've been playing this game for a while, or if you saw someone use it, you might know how to use it. No shit, Sherlocks. But for the people who don't, well, let me teach you. First of all, never sell your weapons if you're new, since you don't have that much money. So instead, leave your stuff here. You also don't want to sell your backpack. Early game, selling your backpack is basically losing money. So as you can see, I got 3 Stanley Cups, a toilet paper, a golden bar, a monkey idol, a can of Coke, and a giant banana. Now, as you can see, all my items are here because I do not want to sell them. I can sell them because I can buy more, but early game, no selling your stuff because you're gonna want to use them for when you come back. So now you gotta sell. So you press the buttons until you get a button that has a blue outline. So as you can see, red outline. That means that's not the button. Red outline, red outline, red outline, red outline, red outline, blue outline, and the machine sells the items you've collected. As you can see, for my time, I got 538 bolts. Or nuts, whatever. With these items, you are able to purchase more stuff. You're able to purchase about a bunch of backpacks. You're able to get way more flashlights than you need. And you can get a bunch of sticks. You can only get 1 crowbar. So that's why you don't want to sell your stuff in early game. Because weapons in early game are very expensive, I can see here. That barely gave me enough to get a crowbar. I can't even get another crowbar if I wanted to because it didn't give me enough. But what if you want to explore deeper? Well, you want to be a little more prepared and you want to be a little more advanced. So in the game, there's research points. I'm not going to get into it. All you need to know is that research points is the way you unlock items. Because I want to save them for when I do the mine video, since they're heavily related to mine. So, because of this, I'm not going to talk about them. Only that you can get them from the mine, and you can use them to get items you don't have unlocked. So, when you get to the point where you're able to get a bunch of these, you're able to get a bunch of cool items and helpful items. So, I'm gonna say you're at that stage. Obviously, you might be in the first stage that I showed you, but that's okay. You can always grind and you can always play on public servers and go into, groups of people and go to the mines. So you don't have to be alone. But for people who are advanced, this is for you. This part is for you. So, there's more to the mines than, I got confused. There's more to the caves than you think. Now, sure, there's this area that I showed you. Ooh, ruby. Might have to steal that. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so even as a late game player, you might still want to get the money that you can get, since, I don't know, it's kind of cool. But if you don't get the money, it's fine. So this is the noise you're gonna be hearing when you're in the first section. They can't actually get here. If they do happen to get here, they instantly die the second they try. You can always grab them. You can always grab them, and with a well grab, you're able to kill them. Enemies that get killed drop 2 boxes. A metal box and a wooden box. The wooden box is special as it can come in different sizes, but usually gives you a random item in a specific pool. But the weapon, I already said it. The metal box is a weapon box. It always gives you a weapon or ammo, meaning you can get this, or you can get something like this, which I got from the basic crate. Now, I'm not gonna... Okay, I kind of want to use this. So, I'm gonna use this. Even though I was about to say I'm not gonna use it. Look, it's a cool gun, okay? And by that, I mean it's a whole RPG. And guess what? These guys deserve it. Die! So, you did it. You got past them. And you even got a helpful box that just so happened to have a literal weapon of mass destruction. But I'm also here to show you VHS tapes. So, the VHS tape for the cave, if you're wondering, is right here. Which does mean you have to get past the plushy enemies. Yes, I know. People call them the Labubu. But I like to call them little plushies. Since they do look like little plushies, I wouldn't mind if Animal Company would make a plushie out of him, actually. Or her. Or it. So, yeah. But that's the VHS tape. I already have it, so I'm just going to throw it down. So, for the next section of the cave, it doesn't have any enemies. In fact, it's actually way safer here, despite the lava that there is. In this section, you can find 2 paths. Well, in the next one, you can go deeper, or you can keep exploring for riches. As you can see, if you go exploring for riches, you can get more monkey idol statues, more gold bars, and there isn't any rubies, I think. So I can't say ruby. But you get the point. You get a bunch of loot from here, and it's way better than the loot that's usually over there. But now there's a spider. If you have a weapon and you have a way to kill him, that's kind of stupid. You have a weapon, of course you're going to be able to kill him. You'll be able to take him down fairly easy and eat your reward, or kill someone with your reward. As you can see, this box is bigger because the box depends on the enemy. Usually you think that the smaller the enemy, the smaller size of a box you get, but sometimes it's not like that. It's kind of weird. But as you can see, there is even better loot here. 2 golden monkey statues or idols, 2 gold bars, and 1 ruby. That's literally a steal. And I got a shotgun from that medium box. Okay, So from now on, there are absolutely 0 enemies. No enemies, no worries. Not because they died. There is literally just no enemies at this point. At this point of the cave. Because now we're going deep. And I'm saying real deep, to the point that we could even get to hell. So you're gonna find these goop fish, and these guys are required for the reason you're here, or at least going down here this deep anyways. Usually people don't go down here anymore ever since the update came out. So people did get over here when like they added this, but now they don't go here because the area served the purpose, and I mean it did. It did what its purpose was, but now it's not useful. People don't need what you get from it anymore, unless if you're new, which is why, unless if you're pretty new and you don't have it unlocked. I'll tell you what it is later. Currently, just keep collecting goop fish until you think it's enough. I'd say go around and collect every single one until, yep, there you go, they spawn back. So you get over here and you think you'd be going the right way, but you're wrong, because this way is actually not the correct way, and you'll see what I mean. When you get here, you think, oh yeah, I'm going the right way and stuff, which you are, but you don't want to commit this rookie mistake because it takes a while to swim. It's really annoying. Down here, don't go here. This way is the wrong way. Always pick this way. Unless if it's in a future update, then maybe go the other way, but it's for this update, it's over here. So you're gonna go down here and you're gonna see, oh look, is that flesh? Nope, it's magma. This part you either gotta swim carefully or you just grapple carefully. You cannot, if you use a teleport gun here, you're kind of cooked, because you know what teleport, because the teleport gun teleports you, that really helps you. I mean, kind of helps you. So here you have the worm. He eats anything you throw at him, but goop fish are his delectable food. You actually eat goop fish. Isn't that right, buddy? Look at him. Once he does that animation, that means you can give him another food. The reason I say that is because if you mess up, like for example, like this, you can't do this. You can't end up making him eat you, as you can see here. It makes you deal a little damage, but you can see that can happen. And if you're not careful, he might even kill you. Which is kind of your fault, since you're not keep throwing it. Since you're not being patient and waiting for his eating. But we just got an important item that you can get, that you can only get from here. But sadly, this is the time I say you can unlock goop. Which means this whole area is kind of pointless ever since they did that. Since there was no purpose to going here. So we just stopped going here. And we just started buying goop from shops. Unless if you were a person who kept going over here. If you overthrow it wrong and it lands there, you can always give him a goop personally and quickly grab it before he has a chance to eat you. Then you can throw it back. You can see. So yeah, he gives goop. But as I said, goop, it's obtainable from the shop. All you need is 5 research points to get it, and you permanently unlock them. So, which means you don't really have to come here. Unless if you're desperate for goop and really need some because you're also kind of tight on cash, there's no really a reason to go here. There's no point on actually going over here. But anyways, as I said, I guess it is useful for when you're tight on goop, which I'm not really on, but I just want to collect it so that I can show you how much a bag filled of goop is worth. Can I fit anything else? Oh, I can. I guess I could have still gotten. I guess it's not really a bag filled with goop. Close enough, really. Now we can go. And from going this way, you're able to access probably a pretty cool area, also known as the teleporter. Now, what does this teleporter do, and where does it take me? It takes you to hell. Look at this. Except it doesn't. It actually takes you to the top of the stump that you spawn in. Every single time you take a teleporter, this is where you spawn. So all you have to do from going over here is jump, and that's how you get down from there. To get up there, you can climb and stuff, but usually you can just grapple pretty easily up there. So yeah, that's probably gonna be the one and only time I mention it. So in future videos, I'm probably not gonna talk about that. So yeah, so at this point, you can sell your stuff really, because unless you're like actually pretty tight on cash, maybe you can sell your stuff. But and here I'm gonna sell them since I have enough money, to be honest. Too much money, some people might say. So I'm gonna sell all of it. And combined with all the different stuff, I made a total worth of 348. Barely enough. Actually, not even enough for a crowbar. Yes, I know it said 349, but who cares? It's not even enough to get a crowbar, bro. Wait, that's not crowbar. Crowbar. It's not even enough, bro. But you can now sleep well knowing that you can get goop pretty early. As you can see here, you can buy it, and it actually costs $999. Nuts. $999 nuts. So you can buy it. So what does it do? Well, I mean, this is the one area where you can get it, so might as well explain what does it. A basic way of understanding what it does. So what it can do, it actually has the same properties as the sticky dynamite. If you don't know, or if you do, then great. But sticky dynamite acts the same as goop, being able to stick into objects. You just have to put the item in the ground, or else it won't stick. The same goes with goop, except with the advantage of, guess what? It doesn't explode. And so now you can do amazing guns like this. Twice. But it does take double the ammo, so be warning if you make this contraption. You could also make a hypersonic machine that quite literally makes you fly incredibly fast. And all it takes is 2 hard guns and any item of your choice that you're going to be holding. So for example, I'm gonna have a heart gun. I'm gonna have a heart gun. I mean a glow stick that has heart guns connected to it. And now with this ultrasonic machine, you can do this. You can literally fly. You can literally go to mountain and do this, and you're gonna fly incredibly fast. if you do go to mountain, I'd say use this and the ski shoes. But beware, as there is death barriers in mountain. So, yeah. But anyways, so yeah, that's what you can do pretty much with goop. It can float because of the flashlight. I mean, glow stick. But yeah, that's what goop does, and that's pretty much it to everything you can get from the caves. Now, there is only one VHS tape for the caves, which is why I only mentioned one, because there's only one. As you can see here, there isn't a specific one for just this. Although I do wish that it actually does include, you know, like I wish it did actually include like this, like the whole section where it goes like underwater, you go through the tunnels, and then, oh look, hello Mr. Worm Guy, and then you go down and back. It doesn't really show it here. I mean, it kind of does, but it's kind of difficult to see which part is which part. So yeah. Actually, no, you can. Oh, yeah, see, it's the Worm Guy. So, yeah, but there's only one VHS tape, so once you get past the place with the Labubus, or technically their real name, which is the AN 152 dead body, it doesn't matter, as at the end of the day, all you need to do is just get past them to get the VHS tape. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all you can do in there. You can grind, you can prank your friends with the landmines. Heck, you can actually obtain landmines as an item. Now, obtaining landmines as an item is... Actually, I don't even think it's supposed to be possible, but people have them. I mean, I have one. I personally think it's actually pretty cool that they actually made it an item, because that means that people can collect them. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. Kind of lacking, not really the most exciting section. Damn, not really a very exciting part of the game compared to the other areas. But yeah, that's the caves. They always lacked from the beginning. If you watch old videos of Animal Company, you know they're kind of lacking. It was always just a basic cave. All they did now was just add a new monster, an NPC, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe, and have a nice day. Yeah! Okay, I have to turn this